We coming in hot. We coming in hot with the thoughts and the reviews.
One step forward, two steps backwards, yeah.
I feel like anytime I sit down and do a full face of first impressions, I'm so overwhelmed. And if I'm overwhelmed, I can't imagine how it feels for you guys as viewers watching at home, because I'm going through all of these products, but I can't possibly elaborate on each and every single product because there's just a lot going on. In today's video, I'm really gonna focus in on 5 core products, one of which is the brand new Rare Beauty Lippies. You guys know I'm a stan for the brand, so when I saw that they had new lip liners as well as new lipsticks out, I really wanted to see what they were all about. I also have the new L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer, a new concealer by Rem, which is Ariana Grande's makeup line. I have the new IRL Filter Foundation that's going viral all over TikTok, and then I also have these magnetic lashes by Salon Perfect. So I'm excited. Let me know if you love this format down below in the comments. I'd love your feedback. And with that being said, let's zoom in a little bit and let's get started. I'm gonna kick things off with the magnetic eyelashes. You guys, I'm gonna be real. I never really had much luck with magnetic lashes, typically because I do always have to trim my eyelashes. I do love kind of like a cat eye look whenever it comes to my lashes, so I trim them down quite a bit. But when you start to trim magnetic lashes, you kind of trim off some of the big chunky magnets that are sitting on the strip, so they kind of just like flip and they don't really stay down on the eye. Get this, the entire strip on these is completely magnetic, so you can trim them down, do whatever you want, and they're supposed to stay in place. I had the style 638, by the way, because y'all know I love a good fit and flare look. I know I already have liner on, but you guys know my little tip, my little trick. I like to go in with powder eyeshadow as liner, and then I'll go in with like a liquid form just so that way my wings are super perfect on both sides. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna go to town. This is gonna give me like a super dark and like intense wing, which I'm kind of into. I do want to say the magnetic eyeliner was really difficult to work with. Like, I feel like if I didn't have the powder liner down, it would be really difficult for me to get a wing that looks like this, because as it starts to dry, you can't really go over it with the liner without it like pulling up the liner and getting a little weird. I also kind of feel like my liner is a little jagged, so I'm gonna fix it up just at the top. I'm not gonna take this directly over top of the magnetic eyeliner, otherwise it won't work. I'm just gonna use it to smooth out the top of the liner. So the next step is to just take the lash, and apparently it's supposed to just like attach to the liner. So I have some thoughts. The only bone I have to pick with them right now is that this is marketed as magnets, like a magnetic lash. But when I was using the liquid eyeliner, I kind of saw a little bit of lash glue in the liner. So here's a close-up view of the one. That definitely looks like glue. Huh. It's a no for me. And not from a standpoint that it's bad because it's a beautiful lash, but it's not like truly magnetic to me. I'm just saying. So next up on the chopping block is this foundation by Revolution. Let me tell you, I seen this on my TikTok For You page for a week straight. So naturally I gave into temptation and I was like, okay, let me see what you're all about. This is a long wearing foundation. It's a breathable soft matte finish. It's oil free, and apparently it's supposed to give you 16-hour wear. Like, I don't know who's wearing their makeup for 16 hours, but it sure as hell is not me. The shade I picked up is F6.5. It comes with a pump and it retailed for $13, so it was really affordable. One thing I've been doing a lot of off camera is applying my foundation with a brush, so that's what I'm gonna do today. Ooh, she's looking a little light. Why did I get F6.5? This is probably gonna be a fucking fail. This is terrible. This is bad. We're not gonna test out the IRL foundation in today's video. So instead, I'm gonna be testing these out by Maybelline. This is a 4-in-1 Perfector. It's a glow makeup. Apparently, it's a primer, concealer, highlighter, and BB cream. I picked up 2 shades, so one of the 2 has to match me. I have 1.5 light medium, and then I also have 01 light. I already started cranking this one up because you guys know how instant age rewind is. You just kind of have to This definitely takes me back to OG YouTube days, but this is the shade Light. I'm just gonna swatch it on the side of my face. Oh, ooh, that's looking like it's gonna match me really, really well. Look at that. I'm gonna start off on this side here, and I'm gonna put some on my forehead too. I've been loving the way that my foundation looks with a brush, so I'm going to just take this one. This one is by Anastasia. It's the A30 brush, and I'm gonna tap it in. So this is the before and this is the after. I do want to say there's not like a huge difference between both sides. I will say one side looks a little bit more glowy and healthy than the other side, which is the side with the Perfector on there. It's really pretty on the skin. I feel like the shade match is pretty spot on because you don't really see a contrast in color on my face. This did a really good job evening out my skin tone. I don't think though that it's going to be like a super long wearing product, but it's pretty. It's very pretty because this reminds me so much of the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna go in with an additional product to give me a little bit more coverage because that's how I typically would apply that product. I would put it like all over my face to give me a really pretty healthy glow. But because I'm doing like a full blown look today, I need a little bit more coverage. So I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Stick Foundation in the shade Toasted Coconut. I lost my voice for a second. I have the new Rem Beauty Sweetener Concealer in the shade 7C. I don't know what it is about me. I've really been into more of a cool tone concealer as opposed to something that is a little bit more yellow based or neutral based. I feel like it just does a really good job canceling out my dark circles because you guys know as a new mom, you really don't get much sleep. The brush I'm using to apply the concealer is the A24 brush by Anastasia. I'm gonna get a generous amount of this and I'm gonna start here, and here. Really creamy. I feel like very pigmented as well. Just very smooth like. That's really the best way I can describe it. I'm wondering if because it's so creamy, it's gonna crease on me, but I'll keep you guys updated. I'm just kind of tapping, but it looks really pretty underneath the eyes. I'm not gonna lie, it looks very promising. There's nothing better than an up close shot like my under eyes. Unmatched. So L'Oreal did extend the Infallible Fresh Wear range with a bronzer. If you know, you know. The powder foundation of this got so much buzz, so much hype over on TikTok. So naturally, I wanted to pick the bronzer up to see what it was about. Now this claims to be a soft matte formula and it's supposed to be very long wearing and waterproof. So I'm gonna take my bronzer brush and dip into the product. It is pretty softly packed. You can see just dipping into it, I do get quite a bit of kickback in the pan, but I don't care. Maybe you care. I just wanted to let you know. I'm just gonna take my brush and kind of go in an upwards motion. Oh wow, light medium seems to be like a really, really pretty shade for me. Like, look at that. So I'm just gonna take a brush and tone down the bronzer a little bit because I feel like I got a little crazy. I got a little heavy-handed. I feel like I gave myself a bronzer helmet just a little bit. I feel like the formula is really pretty. Like, it's really, really soft. So you would think something so soft and like powdery where it has a lot of kickback that it would sit on top of the skin, but I kind of feel like it really just melted into the skin and it looks so pretty and just so seamless. So I'm a really big stan for the bronzer right now. I definitely feel like it may be like my new go-to drugstore bronzer, which is big because forever I was obsessed with the Milani Silky Matte bronzer in the shade Suntan, but this one could very well replace that. So let's end things off with the star of the show, the Kind Words lip liners and lipsticks by Rare Beauty. You guys know I'm a Rare Beauty stan. I typically do love a lot of their products, so I'm really, really interested. The lip liners do retail for $15. There's 10 shades and there's also 10 coordinating shades of the lipsticks. I got to playing around with this and I noticed at the end of the lip liner is a sharpener, and I did also notice that the pencil is retractable, which is awesome. So you don't really have to sharpen it, but if you want the lip liner to come to a point, you have the option to sharpen it with this here on the bottom. So packaging alone for $15, that's highway robbery. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with the shade called Gifted, and I'm just gonna line my lips with this completely. So these are gliding on like a dream, like very creamy. You can see I just like my lips together and it transferred to the top, which actually makes it really easy to line. So I'm gonna go in with a lipstick now. I'm not gonna go in with the coordinating lipstick though. I'm gonna go in with the shade called Talented, which I wanna say is the lightest shade in the bunch. I'm gonna swatch it on the back of my hand. So it's a really pretty, this definitely looks like more of like a beige nude, which is exactly what I'm into. This is what the lip color looks like on. Honestly, I really love the color of this. It definitely pulls a little bit more of like a beige nude, which is exactly what I'm into. Like literally love it. Again, the shade I'm using is in the shade Talented. Again, packaging is really interesting. It reminds me of the Fenty Icon lipsticks where you kind of have to push and then pull. So really, really nice. Love that. Packaging alone for $20. I feel like you really are getting your money's worth, and the formula is really creamy, soft, and smooth. I did take that lipstick all over the lip liner because, to be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of the color. It pulled a little bit more burgundy, and I am a brown lip liner kind of girl. Like, what can I say? I like what I like, but hopefully she does extend the shade range soon, like in the future. These just came out, so that's just her starting lineup. So that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the little speed reviews. Again, I feel like 5 was perfect, like the perfect amount to include in a first impressions type of video. All in all, I did really enjoy a lot of the products with the exception of the magnetic lashes. I feel like my liner looks really dusty. I also feel like in the very inner corners, the lash is kind of poking up. So I may just take these off and just go with like a regular strip lash. I mean, birdie lashes, they never really fail me. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to catch you guys all in the next one. Deuces.